Hi, Assalamualaikum everybody. This is tutorial 05 and in this video I'm going to cover tutorial for chapter 4 part B, open system. Question number 1. Helium is to be compressed using a compression device from inlet temperature and pressure of 120 kPa and 310 Kelvin respectively to outlet pressure of 700 kPa and outlet temperature of 430 Kelvin. A heat loss with the value of 30 kJ per kg occurs during this compression process. By neglecting both kinetic and potential energy changes, determine the required power input for the mass flow rate of helium 100 kg per minute. Take specific heat Cp of helium is equal to 5.1926 kJ per kg Kelvin. In this question, we have a compressor in which this compressor is going to compress helium from 120 kPa and 310 Kelvin with the mass flow rate of 100 kg per minute. The outlet will be 700 kPa and 430 Kelvin. It is mentioned that some amount of heat will be lost from this compressor, which is 30 kJ per kilogram. And it was mentioned as well, the Ke and so Pe we have to neglect. Thus, we have to find what is the power input for this compressor. By using the first law of thermodynamics for open system, we have to neglect Ke and also Pe. Then we have to find the power input, which is W. So we simplify, we will get negative Q out plus W in is equal to delta H. Because we want to find the W in, so we rearrange this equation until we get this. Then we expand this equation until we get this. Usually, delta H is equal to mH2 minus H1. Because of this is helium and we cannot find the value for enthalpy for helium in the property table, so we need to find by using this equation. And from the question we are given with Cp, so that one is the clue that we need to use this equation. So we have all the value for Q out, M, Cp, T2 and also T1. So we just substitute into this equation all the values that we get from the question. But before that, the M given is in 100 kg per minute, so we have to change into kilogram per second. Then we can substitute all the values inside here. So it will become this. We need to convert first the minute to second. So after we further with the calculation and solve it, we will get 1088.5 kilowatt. So that's how we solve question number 1. Next, question number 2. Air enters an adiabatic nozzle steadily at 300 kPa, 200 degrees C and 30 meter per second, and then leaves at 100 kPa and 180 meter per second. It is known that the inlet area of the nozzle is 80 cm square. Determine the mass flow rate of air through the nozzle, the exit temperature of the air as well as the exit area of the nozzle. In this question, we have the adiabatic nozzle in which the air will go through this nozzle at 300 kPa, 200 degrees C with the velocity of 30 meter per second, and the area for this inlet nozzle is 80 cm square, and it will leave the nozzle at 100 kPa with the velocity of 180 meter per second. First, we need to find the mass flow rate by using this equation, area velocity over specific volume. From the question, we are given with area and also velocity at the inlet, but we are not given with specific volume here. So we can find this specific volume by using the ideal gas equation, which is V is equal to RT1 over P1. R we can get from table A1. T1 and also P1 is given 200 kPa and 200 degrees C. Then we substitute in. Then we will get 0.4525 meter cube per kg. Then by using this value, we can substitute into this equation. Then after we substitute all the value inside here, but before that, you have to notice this. We have 80 cm square, so we have to convert first into meter square. Then we can solve. Then we will get 0.5303 kilogram per second. Next, we have to find the exit temperature or temperature at the outlet or state 2. By using the first law of thermodynamics for open system equation, we can find the temperature. How? First, we neglect all the unnecessary PE, W and also Q. Because of this is just nozzle, the air just flowing in and flowing out from this nozzle. Q and W are neglected, but we are given with the velocity for inlet and also outlet, so we have to take into account the kinetic energy. After we simplify it, we will get delta H plus delta KE is equal to 0. Then we have to expand this equation until we will get this. But the problem is the gas that is going through this nozzle is air, and for H2 and also H1 we cannot find through property table because of the property table is only for refrigerant and also water. So we need to replace this equation with this equation, Cp T2 minus T1. Cp, we can get the Cp of air from table A2, and now we can relate this first law of thermodynamics equation for open system with temperature. Then we rearrange this equation in order to get the T2. It will become like this. So we have all the values for V1, V2, T1 and Cp. We will get 1.005 kJ per kg K at table A2A at temperature 300 Kelvin. So we substitute into this equation. Then after we have included all the values for V1, V2 and so T1, we will get the answer 457.3 Kelvin or 184.3 degrees C. This is the exit temperature. Next, we have to find the exit area or the area at the outlet of the nozzle. Same as the question just now, we need to find the exit area at the outlet by using this equation. After we rearrange, we will get A2 is equal to mv2 over velocity at state 2. We are given with velocity at the outlet. The m we have found just now, which is 0.5303 kilogram per second, and now we need to find the specific volume at state 2. We can find the specific volume at state 2 is equal to RT2 over P2 by using other gas equation. T2 and P2 we have already. T2 is equal to 184.3 degrees C and the P2 is 100 kilopascal. We substitute into this equation, then we will get 1.312 meter cube per kg. Then by using this value, we substitute into this equation. M is equal to 0.5303. V2 is given, which is 180 meter per second. Then after we solve, we will get 3.867 times 10 to the power of negative 3 meters square or 38.67 cm square. So that's how we solve question number 2. Question number 3. Tetrafluoroethane at known pressure and temperature of 1 megapascal and 90 degrees C respectively is to be cooled by air to new temperature of 30 degrees C while the pressure remains isobaric in a condenser. On the other hand, the air enters the condenser at known pressure and temperature of 100 kilopascal and 27 degrees C respectively and leaves at new pressure of 95 kilopascal and temperature of 60 degrees C. The volumetric flow rate of air that enters the condenser is assumed to be at steady value of 600 meter cube per minute. Determine the mass flow rate of tetrafluoroethane that enters this condenser. So in this question, we have a condenser in which we want to cool down the refrigerant by using air. Refrigerant enters the condenser at 1 megapascal and 90 degrees C and leave at 1 megapascal and 30 degrees C. The air enters the condenser at 100 kilopascal and 27 degrees C, and given here is the volumetric flow rate, which is 600 meter cube per minute, and the air leaves the condenser at 95 kilopascal and 60 degrees C. So as usual, for condenser, we just have to consider on the enthalpy. So we can rearrange the equation from the first law of thermodynamics for open system according to the inlet and also outlet. From the question, we need to find the mass flow rate for refrigerant. So we can rearrange the enthalpy for each stream into this equation. This is the inlet and this is the outlet. We have the mass flow rate for air and also mass flow rate for refrigerant. Next, we rearrange this equation according to the mass flow rate for air and also refrigerant. After we rearrange, we will get the MR is equal to MA in bracket H2 minus H1 over H3 minus H4. Now we have to find each enthalpy. But before that, the stream 1 and so stream 2 is air, and we cannot find the enthalpy for air from the property table. So this enthalpy change for air stream we can change into Cp T2 minus T1. For H3 and also H4 it is refrigerant, and the enthalpy for stream 3 and also stream 4 we can find from property tables, so we just find the enthalpy. So now this equation, it can be like this. So now we have to find the H3 and also the H4. At point 3, when we consider at 1 megapascal and also 90 degrees C, we have found that the phase at this stream is superheated. So from table A13, we can find that the H3 is equal to 324.64 kJ per kg. For stream 4, after we check at 1 megapascal and 30 degrees C, we have found that the phase at this stream is compressed liquid. So according to table A11, H4 is equal to HF at 30 degrees C, and it is equal to 93.58 kJ per kg. So now we have already found the H3 and also H4. Then we can substitute into this equation, and we can substitute also the T2 and also T1 at air stream. But before we can solve this, we need to find first the M for air, because we are given with the volumetric flow rate. So M for A we can find through this equation, volumetric flow rate over specific volume, but the specific volume is not given, so we need to find first the specific volume. So for air, in order to find the specific volume, we can use the ideal gas equation, which is V1 is equal to RT1 over P1. R is the gas constant for air, T1 is 27 degrees C, and P1 is 100 kilopascal. After we substitute inside here, the V1 we will get 0.861 meter cube per kg. We take this value and substitute into this equation, so we will get the mass flow rate for air is equal to 696.9 kg per minute. So from this value, we can substitute inside here, then we can solve the mass flow rate for refrigerant. After we substitute, we will get this. And if you can see this, 1.005 is Cp, and Cp is given from the question. Then we can solve and we will get 100 kg per minute. So this is the mass flow rate for refrigerant. Steam flows steadily through an adiabatic turbine. The inlet condition of the steam are 10 megapascal, 450 degrees C and 80 meter per second, and the exit conditions are 10 kilopascal, 92% quality and 50 meter per second. The mass flow rate of the steam is 12 kg per second. Determine A, the change in kinetic energy in kilojoule per kg, B, the power output in megawatt, and C, the turbine inlet area in meter square. In this question, we have an adiabatic turbine in which the inlet of the steam is at pressure 10 megapascal, 450 degrees C and 80 meter per second. The outlet is 10 kilopascal, X is equal to 0.92, and also the velocity is 50 meter per second. A, we need to find the change in kinetic energy, and by using the equation for kinetic energy, we can find the change of kinetic energy. We will use this equation in which the velocity at state 2 to the power of 2 over 2 minus velocity at state 1 to the power of 2 over 2, because we are given with the velocity at state 1 and also state 2, we can just substitute in, then we will get the answer. So after we solve, we will get negative 1950 meter square per second square, but we need to find the change of kinetic energy in kilojoule per kg, so we need to convert from meter square per second square to kilojoule per kg. So we need to multiply with this conversion. Then after we solve, we will get negative 1.95 kilojoule per kg. So this is the change in kinetic energy. Next B, we need to find the power output. So the power output means the W out. So we need to find the negative W out. By using first law of thermodynamics for open system, we can find the negative W out. So this is the first law of thermodynamics for open system. Please do not get confused. For closed system, in this equation, it is delta U. But for open system, it is delta H. Do not get confused, okay? Next, we neglect what is unnecessary, which is PE and also Q, because it is adiabatic. So KE we have to take into account because of we are provided with the velocity, and just now we calculate the change of kinetic energy, so we have to include the change of kinetic energy. So from here we can get negative W out is equal to M H2 minus H1 plus M negative 1.95. The change of kinetic energy we have found just now, so we can use it to substitute in here. So now we have to find the H2 and also the H1. So if we look at this diagram, we need to find first the phase for each state. State 1 and also state 2. For state 1, according to the pressure 10 megapascal and temperature 450 degrees C, we can find that T is higher than T saturated at 10 megapascal. So it means that at state 1, the phase is superheated. So in order to find the H1, we can find through table A6. So H1 is 3242.4 kJ per kg. Next, we have to find the H2. Before we can find the H2, we need to determine first the phase. So because of we are given with quality, so we know that the phase for state 2 is saturated mixture. So from table A5, we have to find the H1 by using this equation. By referring to pressure 10 kilopascal, we can find the HF and also HFG. The X is given, which is 0.92. So then after we substitute, we can get the value for H1, which is 2392.5 kJ per kg. Now we have found the H2 and also H1, so we can substitute inside this equation in order to find the W out. So then we substitute all the values, then we solve, we will get the W out is equal to 10.2 megawatt. So that's how we find the W out. Next, we have to find the turbine inlet area. So in order to find the area, we can find through this equation. In this equation, we need to have the specific volume and also the velocity. So the velocity is given, and now we have to find the specific volume. And because of at the inlet, the phase is superheated, so from table A6, we can find the specific volume at 10 megapascal and also 450 degrees C. So the specific volume, we will get 0.029782 meter cube per kg. After we get, we substitute inside here, and also the velocity 80 meter per second, we can substitute inside here. Then after that, we will get the answer 0.00447 meter square. Question number 5. Refrigerant 134A is throttled from the saturated liquid state at 700 kilopascal to a pressure of 160 kilopascal. Determine the temperature drop during the process and the final specific volume of the refrigerant. We have a throttling valve here, and the refrigerant will go through this throttling valve. At the inlet of this throttling valve, the refrigerant exists as saturated liquid at 700 kilopascal, but at the outlet, the info that been given is only 160 kilopascal. We need to find the delta P, or the temperature drop, and also the specific volume at the exit of this throttling valve. First, we need to find the temperature drop, because we are not given with the temperature info for inlet and also outlet, so we need to find both temperature. First, at state 1, we know already the phase is saturated liquid and pressure is 700 kilopascal, so it is easy for us to identify what is the temperature for this state. It is saturated liquid, so means that we just go directly to saturated table, which is table A12. Then we will get the T at state 1 is equal to T saturated at 700 kilopascal, and we will get 26.69 degrees C. Now we go to state number 2. In state number 2, we have only one info, which is pressure, which is not enough to find the temperature. At least we need to have another info. However, before we can get the other info, and the second info that we need is the phase for this state 2. However, in order to find the phase for this state, we should have one more info, because we know this is throttling valve, and throttling valve is applying the principle of isenthalpic. Enthalpy for state 1 is equal to enthalpy for state 2. So what we need to do is we find first the enthalpy at state 1. Because of the phase is saturated liquid, so we can find from table A12 the H1 is equal to HF at 700 kilopascal. After we find, then we will get the H1 is equal to 88.82 kilojoule per kg. Now we have another info at state 2, which is H2. By using H is equal to 88.82 kilojoule per kg and 160 kilopascal pressure, we need to determine first the phase for this state. After we check from table A12, the H2 is located between HF and also Hg. So means that the phase for this state is saturated mixture. Now we know the phase for state 2, which is saturated mixture. So the T2 is equal to T saturated at 160 kilopascal. Then we will get negative 15.6 degrees C. So now we can find the temperature drop. Negative 15.6 minus 26.69 degrees C. We will get negative 42.3 degrees C. Next, we need to find the specific volume at the outlet of this throttling valve. We know that at state 2, the phase is saturated mixture. So in order to find the V2, we need to use this equation, in which first we need to find the X. Previously, we have found the H for state 2 and we get 88.82 kilojoule per kg, and by using this info we can find the X. By using this equation, after we rearrange, we will get the X is equal to H2 minus HF over HFG. HF and also HFG we can find from table A12 at pressure 160 kilopascal. Then after we substitute into this equation the HF and HFG, we will get 0.2745. Then by using this value, we can substitute into this equation and we find all the VF and also VFG from the table A12 at pressure 160 kilopascal. Then we will get the value for V2 is equal to 0.0344 meter cube per kg. So that is how we solve question number 5. So that's all for this tutorial. Till we meet again in the next video. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.